All right. So, as we said earlier, we're going to be looking at relationship myth, and better still, evil philosophies. It will interest you to know that to achieve success in your relationship and, of course, in marriage, there are some evil philosophies and beliefs that must be taken out of the way as he thinks. As he thinks in his mind, so is he or she. So the way you've been thinking has been affecting your relationship, especially when you have some certain evil philosophies that you are walking with in your mind. Okay, so they must be eradicated and reevaluated because they limit your potential and possibilities. All right, the fact that an opinion has been widely held is no evidence that it is not utterly absurd or stupid. And do not make someone else's opinion about your life your reality. You don't have to. Okay. There are some ones about life. We'll treat that one sometime later. But this one is they are you know myth that affects relationship. Number one that I want to look at today is they say you need to guard against third party intrusion. Third party intrusion. Now, you are single. Probably you are in courtship about to get married, and then you are saying, oh, they say we should guard against third party intrusion. Reality, you are both not yet one. Mhm. You are both not yet one. So, third party intrusions only happen when two people have become one in marriage. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, and this is, as my friend Benny Izeze, uh, wonderful babe, has a lovely book, titled "Singlehood," single and fulfilled. Great, she puts it well that you are not yet one, and it means that you have not become one in marriage, automatically qualifying everyone else as a third party. Okay, so even in marriage, these has rules. These rules, has exceptions. Even in marriage, it has exceptions. You don't have to, keep things to yourself because they say don't allow third party. Even the great book puts it well. It says, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. Mhm. In the multitude of counsel, there is safety. So, with your own, not allowing third party intrusion, and yet you're not yet married, you're just in a relationship or you're in courtship, you're killing yourself. You're killing yourself. So, the coming together in marriage is the only point in which two separate individuals become one. Now, these does not happen in courtship, okay, that you have both agreed to get married and are well on the way to the altar has not made you two one yet. Okay, so in courtship, it is not a sign of weakness or immaturity, inability to handle your issues, to cry out if you need help. It's not weakness. All right. In fact, when you ask for help, you are actually asking to remain strong. All right. So it's not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of weakness at all. So a lot of times, those involved in a courtship have their senses of reasoning beclouded, beclouded by emotions such that they are unable to deal with problems objectively the way it should be dealt with. A lot of heartbreaks, pain, suffering, and regret that people face in courtship and in relationship gets transferred into marriage. And it could have been avoided if people understood this particular statement of being able to separate these things and know that you are not yet one, and you need to consider crying out for help when help is needed. Okay, when that other person needs to be checked, questions needed to be asked. Now during courtship, make a point of duty, okay, to create, build, and maintain healthy relationships between you and those outside the relationship, so that you have people to relate with as the need arises. I say to young people, to people in relationship and courtship, from the beginning, if especially to ladies, and it's vis-a-vis, it's not just one-sided. If the person you're going out with or about to get married to does not read books, doesn't have a mentor, that's a problem. Especially when you ask the guys, okay, who is your mentor? You hear stuff like, oh, God is my mentor. Take, bros, you're deceiving yourself. God is your mentor. Okay. I tell the babes, run. Take to your, as in, Jackpa, straight. Run. Why? Because this guy, the moment he walk down the aisle and say, yes, I do, you have surrendered your powers to this guy. And it is absolute. So when you're with a man that is not answerable to anybody, is not getting better in any way, he's not reading books that makes him or her get better, what you have is a walking time bomb. Meaning, once you say, yes, I do, you've surrendered your powers to this guy, and before you know it, they say absolute power corrupts absolutely. So you have to be sure that he has who he is answerable to, who she is answerable to, who you can say, okay, since you don't want to reason well on this with me, I think we should involve this person. And that's where, coming up with a family constitution is also very, very important. Very, very important. Okay. So number 2 myth that I want us to look at: expressing jealousy is a sign of true love. Oh, want to buy? Oh my God! Don't ask me what that means. Expressing jealousy is a sign of true love. Is an evil philosophy from the pit of hell. What is love? Let's start from there. What is love? And if you go to my favorite book, it says it there that love is very patient and kind, never jealous or envious, never boastful or proud. So at what point did you infuse jealousy and start to believe that expressing jealousy in a relationship is a sign of true love? Where did it come from? How did you infuse it into your system? I don't know. I don't get it. So it's an evil philosophy, and a lot of ladies, a lot of people walk around with this. Now, there's a story that was shared by a friend, many years ago. Said that they were hanging out with this friend, and this friend is married, and then where they were seated, the guy was, at the other side, and the husband of the friend, a lot of ladies were swarming around him, giving him hug and holding on to him, and then one of the friends had to look at this other babe and say, babe, I'm not comfortable with this anymore. Wouldn't you check this man? Go and tell him to, come on. what's happening? And then the lady shocked everybody. And he looked at everybody and said, look, I'm a good thing. Then we're like, okay, what exactly do you mean you're a good thing? He said, look, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So whatever all those people want to do, come on, he's free. It's free. And I mean, that's kind of registered a very healthy sense of self-worth, a very healthy sense of value about who you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've also, shared times that number about when I was going to get married and my wife, you know, I spoke to my mentor and my mentor said, look, yeah, so when are you guys going to get married? And I was like, "Sir, I'm just telling you about this babe. I just met her. And then you're asking me when we're going to get married. Come on, what are you saying? What are you talking about?" And I was worried about money. And he said to me, look, it's not money they use in getting married. So go pick a date. And then I met my wife and he said to me that, look, it said that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. He said, she asked me two questions. Have you found a wife? I said, yeah. Is she a good thing? I said, yeah. And then he says, look, you are qualified. You are a candidate of favor. Now, so with that kind of healthy sense of self-worth, jealousy has no place. Jealousy has no place. So it's important that if you are single, you should know that jealousy is harmful. It takes away your happiness and brings so much uncertainty into your life, creates suspicions, and sometimes destroy beautiful relationships. So now, what if you stop watching closely, demonstrating, marking your territory and like, look, I'm the one here, and they start seeing someone else? What if they are not just talking with the person but actually cheating on you? Well, I have seen people who policed, teleguided their the other person they were dating until marriage, only to find out that they married an innately and pathetically promiscuous person. It's a full-time job. So even the people who did it, so leave them to express themselves freely with the opposite sex. It is better to spot promiscuity in courtship than in marriage. At least you can still change your mind. In courtship, you can say, look, no, I can't handle this, and then move on with your life. But in marriage, So number two myth: expressing jealousy is a sign of true love. It's not true. It's a lie. It's a lie. Yeah, it's a lie. So it's important you work on it. So if you've been jealous before now, begin to work on detaching emotionally. Even if you have evidence that you are being cheated, you might just end up finding out that your fears were unnecessary. All right. So work on it. If they go with someone else, they don't know your worth. And you shouldn't cry over someone's lack of sight. If someone tells you to fight for what's yours, tell them he or she has never been mine. When you have a balanced sense of self-worth, you can look away from jealousy fits. If you will trust God, you'll find the strength to let them go, because you know it's always for your good. It's always for your good. So don't allow that myth dwell in your mind. Number 3 myth: you have to prove your love. That's number 3 myth. People tell you, say you love me, right? So you have to prove to me that you love me. Reality is, show your love, don't prove it. Show your love, don't prove it. Now, you've heard that when you love someone, you need to show them that you do, and it's true. But there is a difference between showing your love and proving your love. Showing your love, showing you love someone comes from your heart. Proving you love someone, proving you love them, comes from a demand to prove your love. demand? Yes. They tell you to prove your love by having sex or sex related practices, going out of your financial capabilities to please them, spending time that should be used for more productive things by sitting down and chatting, ideally away with them, bearing all their emotional, financial, and spiritual burdens. And the list is endless. Don't let anyone push you to prove your love for them. Don't let anyone push you. It is a relationship, not a rescue mission. I kind of like that. You're in a relationship, not a rescue mission. So have the character to show your love and be true to yourself about it, but also have the dignity and self-respect to do what is good for you and walk away from someone who is stretching you to prove your love. If you have to, all right, you see, the line is slim between proving your love and being desperate. And humans spell, we smell desperation like dogs, smell fear, even when it exists only at the subconscious, subliminal level. It won't be long before they begin to treat you as someone who's desperate. Now, if he or she doubts the fact that you love them today and you successfully prove that you do, get ready to continue proving. You have to continue proving it because they will doubt again. If they doubted before, they will doubt again. So don't allow anyone suck you into that kind of mindset of proving your love. Because if you proved it yesterday, you will prove it tomorrow and next. Okay, so you are far stronger than that. All right, so myth number 4 is man is the head of woman. Man is the head of woman. Reality is the husband is the head of the wife. The husband is the head of the wife. Now, a man you are dating, no matter how close you are to getting married, is not your head and definitely not your husband. Neither are you his wife. It is the wife that submits. Wife. Not woman. Wife that submits. So be respectful and humble, but don't submit to the authority of the man you are dating. It is dangerous and can mislead you. Don't wrap your world around a man simply because you both intend to get married. Some have done it and they got their fingers burnt badly. Submitting to a man that is yet to put a ring on your finger. Now, because you are both dating, you believe he wants the best for you. And so he suddenly can tell you where to go, which friends to keep, and those to dump, what job to take or not to take, and who to talk to about challenges in your relationship and who not to, what services in church to attend, what to use your money for, and even compels or seduces you to offer him your body. Now, I've seen men who turn the lady against her family in the course of the relationship, and the lady let it happen because she was submitting and she was in love. Ladies, if this is your situation, you are in a wrong boat. You may think it's okay since you are getting married, like he's promised you marriage, but you will eventually suffer terribly for it, either in a permanently damaged self-esteem, a marriage that is built on a foundation of abuse, or both. You have made a man your Lord, and you have forsaken your own Lord without knowing. Part of what we talked about earlier about mentors. If a man does not have a mentor and you are submitting to that kind of man, you're in trouble. wahala, gobe, gobe, capital G. That's what's in the making. All right, so it's important that these things be checked if it is going to be sweet. Number 5, myth, is money can't buy love. Is a myth. Money can buy love. That's the reality. Money can buy love. Now, money does buy love, except that money in itself is an unsustainable means of exchange. So don't use monetary gifts in an attempt to gain a woman's loyalty or love. Try not to go out of your way to impress her or make her love you. That kind of relationship is not sustainable and won't make it through hard times. There is nothing wrong with, helping out when the situation calls for it. Nothing wrong. But don't make a lady who's not yet your wife your responsibility. If you are thinking straight, as a man in a relationship, you would resist the temptation to take responsibility before it is time, even if you had the means. A woman's loyalty isn't under fire with gifts and money. Withdraw, and you will be able to determine if she will be with you in fire. The test is important. I say it regularly to young ladies who are about getting married, that it's that don't marry a man because he has a television. All right. Marry a man not because he has a television, but because he has a vision. Because that vision will not only get both of you a television, it would put both of you on television. Very important. Very, very important. So, myth number 6, or evil philosophy in relationship number 6, is he proposed, so we are as good as married. Lies. Because he has proposed, it's not true that both of you are as good as married. No. Reality is the wedding should precede the marriage. Now, we've talked extensively about certain things, talking about sex, in singlehood. If you're a Christian, the proposal, engagement, or traditional marriage is not the marriage. None of them is licensed to sex or sexual related relations. The thing about sex outside marriage is that the other person's body does not belong to you. Oh yeah, you know how it is said that it is bed undefiled. Yeah, the one who instituted marriage, that's the way he wanted it, that's the way he said it. All right. So if you want your marriage or your union to be blessed, that is how to go about it. Sex in relationship, including after the bride price has been, paid or the wedding date is fixed, is going against the rules of the one who instituted marriage in the first place. Not my rules. Oh yeah. So if you are, there right now, I encourage you to, talk to someone. Yeah. Seek counseling and get out and stop it. All right. Not because you cannot continue and nobody will know, but because you want to do things right and you want the right things to happen to you and you want your union to be blessed. Oh yeah. So it's important that you heed these myths. Very, very important. If your life, your marriage life, your relationship is going to be blissful, and any man who will wait for you, who see you as you're good enough to be waited for, then it means that he truly knows your worth and your value. All right. So heed these philosophies. All right. And then if you're in it, you need to make a U-turn. Stop and make a U-turn. Get out. Because all of those things, they are not true. They are just lies that keeps holding you bound and keeps, making you do what you're not supposed to do. Okay? I'll see you at the other side. Don't stray. We'll be right back.